key. It's F10, I think.
Can you guys hear me in game? Are we doing it through in game, or are we just gonna do it through Mumble?
Just do it in game.
I don't know if you have to set a
Well,
open
I
mic.
can't talk for the beginning anyway.
Can you hear me in game though?
Glitch or whatever.
Oh, you haven't loaded in, so you can't hear me in game yet.
I have loaded in.
Oh, so you can hear me?
Wow, way to assume it's me, Derek.
I always assume it's you. Do I sound okay? I'm talking in game, but I guess you haven't heard any of that.
I heard some of it, but it's really soft. Well, we'll see.
Oh, it's quiet. Open mic threshold. No, I'm way above the threshold. I should be fine.
No, I hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell them it was fucking what's his face?
Oh shit, we're in, boys.
It was Joey, not me.
Joey, do you have your You probably just want to flip open mic on here.
Dire team ban.
Alright, so, while Joey figures that out... Woo! Inhouse! Alright! End of story.
Team's turn to ban.
So anyway, we're going to start things off here. Teams are going to be F Jesse versus the Fags. Two great teams, of course, and when two giants clash on a stage such as this, you know, you're really going to look for plays in the clutch. They're looking to win all the prize money here and all the glory. F Jesse going to go in with the strong... First, Witch Doctor ban, not commonly seen in professional play, but very commonly seen against Epimethius. Meanwhile, FAG going to respond with the first ban, Tinker, because no one wants to play against that piece of crap. Not like anyone picks him in the first phase anyway. But Mousecop do what Mousecop want.
5 seconds remaining.
Joey, are you
team ban.
are you able to say anything? I haven't heard you in the game yet. Actually, Peter, can you say something in game?
I can't speak for the freaking drafting part. I have no idea why.
Really? Okay. Why don't we'll just do the draft through Mumble then? Can you guys hear me all right?
I can hear you here. I just can't talk for in-game. Where's the in-game open mic thing?
You go to your I heard an ogre. You go to your little like settings thing, and at the top you go to audio, and then turn team voice chat to open mic.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you in game now. Woo!
Okay.
Alright, well Peter's not going to say anything anyway, so you can just kind of enjoy the ride, Peter, okay? Okay. So, first pick, Ogre Magad. The other two bands were the Viper and the Bristleback. First pick, Dazzle, comes out from FAG. Kind of risky with an axe still in the pool, and I think that hero actually does a lot of work. Mr. Statsman, can you check the axe win rate in our in-houses? Curious about that. I feel like that hero always does pretty well. Other bands that come out are going to be the Viper and the Bristleback. You can kind of see what the meta is with these groups. These like moderately tanky heroes that are cores that can just put out damage just by being around are always going to be solid picks because they're difficult to focus down. And there you go, F Jesse going to respond with a second pick, Axe. Not necessarily nullifying the effect of the Dazzle because of course he's got 3 other skills, but you know, Shallow Grave's an important part of the hero and we'll have to see how they adjust.
It's in the all chat.
10 seconds remaining.
It's in the all chat. Let's take a look. 59.90% with 22 games total. Interesting.
Reserve time.
Alright, so anyway. How you doing, Joey?
Doing well. Fun fact, Ogre Magi has the floppiest tits out of every door character.
Are you sure about that? I feel like Pudge might give him a run for his money.
No, Pudge is pretty contained because of all the stitches.
These are not the stats I want to hear.
Those are the stats that matter, Derek. This is what's going to decide the game.
Dire team ban.
Oh, they're gonna ban the Phantom Lancer. It's interesting. They don't really... I think with the Axe already, it's kind of...
Radiant
I don't
team's turn
know,
to ban.
maybe unnecessary to pick up the PL. I feel like the hero is not... It's a situational pick, but when you've already got a hero like an Axe that can deal with it so well, I don't know if it's really the ban. The Huskar that comes out from F Jesse.
You do have
10 seconds remaining.
you have the worst human being on the planet, who's Hankinator,
5 seconds
who does play
remaining.
PL.
Holy shit, man.
So they do have to kind of respect Ban
Reserve
because
time.
he only plays cancerous heroes because he's a cancer of a human. So
Alright, that's some fucking savage talk right there.
Yo.
But yeah,
Is the audio gonna get corrupted for this?
I've heard nothing worth corrupting thus far. I think you know, the truth needs to be out there.
I haven't had bad. I haven't said anything that's horribly like as far as like vulgar language, but
No, we insulted. We insulted insert name here pretty badly once, so Derek had to corrupt the audio.
I mean, it probably did matter. Anyway, next ban from FAG is going to be the Sven. Sven, kind of just generally a strong hero. I don't know if it particularly synchronizes up well with the Ogre Axe. I mean, with already 2 melee heroes, I don't know if F Jesse really want to go into a third right away. And meanwhile, F Jesse going to ban out the Omni Knight, so kind of looking to take rid of those things that synchronize with the Dazzle. Don't want him having those double defensive supports. Of course, taking the Huskar out,
5 seconds left.
just a beast of a hero in the right situation, so
Reserve time.
good things afoot. FAG already got a support and offlaner, and probably the same for F Jesse. Don't know if they'll consider being greedy and running the Jungle Axe. With Alex being the drafter, I'd say it's probably going to be an offlane. So probably looking to both teams pick up another support and a core in this phase with the surprise last pick, because that's good stuff right there. So let's see, FAG gonna go with the Invoker,
Dire
Brent
team's turn.
Classic.
that's going to be a Brent Invoker. One of the only 3 heroes that Brent plays.
Oh my god, this is I didn't realize this was going to be the Savage cast right here. Do you have any sick burns for anyone else that you'd like to get out?
Not right now. I'm saving. I'm gonna sprinkle them throughout the match.
Radiant
Okay, here we go. The classic Ancient Apparition. And again, just 2 heroes that are going to make this Dazzle really hard to play effectively. So whoever's going to be on this Dazzle is going to be the hardest 5-position support you've ever seen, and they're probably going to have a difficult time having a big impact. So
10 seconds remaining.
that's what I think of that.
Speaking of hard, Derek, anyone laning with Ancient Apparition
5
will have
seconds remaining.
nipples that are hard because he's so cold.
I hate you so much.
We'll have to see. Maybe they'll try to pair it with a Drow Ranger for double frostbite nippling action. And Peter's left us.
I had to type something in chat.
He's well on our way to my house to kill me. Ooh, the Juggernaut. Now this one hits a little close to home because some of these players have been getting a little bit violated by some Juggernauts lately.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, there was a game that they just finished where their 2 main cores had like 10 or 11,000 net worth, and the Jug had like 20,000. And then there was another game where the same thing
5
happened.
seconds
They actually
remaining.
managed to turn that one around though. But I don't know, just something about these Juggernauts. that
Remember,
have been,
Derek, the
have been
rules of
coming
Dota
along.
are
Reserve time.
the rules of Dota are that if you lose a game to a hero by a lot, if you pick that hero, you'll instantly win by the same amount. So that's how Dota's works. It's not a very balanced game.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's interesting how that works
There's nothing
that
to do
way.
with skill. It's all about picks.
Yeah, but you see 6.88E just came out, so that's all thrown out the window. Well, actually, no. It was
Has that
the
hit live actually?
Yeah, I think so. I got a message saying it did.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was on. Yeah, it must be because it hit the main client. Have any of these heroes been the target of the nerfs? I don't know. I know Jug got like his base damage nerf, but I wouldn't know that when I saw it. Faceless Void. There we go.
I think Axe got
Radiant team
nerfed.
ban.
Yes,
Faceless
the-
Void
the-
got
Void
nerfed.
also got nerfed.
Yes, it is because they've the time dilation changes are already in effect.
Yeah. Faceless Void got nerfed. Juggernaut got nerfed by his base damage being reduced by 2. Counter Helix damage reduced, except on the highest level. And that's it so far. I don't think any of the heroes have been subject to the 6.888E. But yeah, dude, that Faceless Void time dilation nerf is pretty ridiculous.
I mean, I think it's definitely fair. It was like there was no like thought required to it. You just did it whenever you could, you know. Now you
Yeah,
have to like think,
that's-
oh, should I wait for them to
that's
cast
exactly
spells first? It makes a lot more sense.
10 seconds
It really does. I mean, I like just blinking in, instantly casting time dilation because you didn't have to think about it. But yeah.
Yeah.
it
So
makes-
last ban for FAG is going to be the Anti-Mage. I am liking the F Jesse draft a lot more though so far though, especially if you consider the fact that Ancient Apparition can cancel out both the Dazzle heal and the Juggernaut healing ward. Plus the Faceless Void Chronosphere and the Axe Call are both great against Tidehunter. I feel like F Jesse are doing pretty well right now. How do you guys think?
we need another range.
It's turn to
Well, yeah, Peter says they need another range. I think that, so a couple of years ago, at a previous TI, the meta was the least number of legs would win. In 6.88E, it's the most nipples showing win. And so far, Fuck Jesse is definitely winning.
Oh my gosh, that's actually 100% true. Every single one of their characters have an exposed chest.
reserve time.
We'll
At
have to
least
see if the
one.
chest
I think
strat
Axe
works.
has only one nipple showing.
It depends. It depends on cosmetics.
Alright,
No, it does,
we'll
it
have
does.
to
It
do some
definitely
zoom in
depends on
shenanigans to check out every hero's nipple. Does Void even have nipples?
I mean, if we're going by that, no. And
Alright, we'll just say if the
But here we
area
are.
if the area where a nipple would be is exposed, then it counts.
Necro.
Oh my god, they went in with the
Fucking
Necrophos.
lost.
They could
Fucking
throw away
lost.
the victory right here because Necro doesn't have nipples showing. So if they pick someone with nipples showing, it'll be quite a close game. If not, Fuck Jesse will take it right from the picking.
I
stage.
mean, the thing is though, they got a lot. It's got to be a support for their last pick. I don't know a lot of supports running around with exposed nips. I mean, obviously the ogre is, but
5 seconds
know?
remaining.
what do they got, boys? Maybe a good old like
Reserve
support
time.
Marana here. Pick up an Ags. Am I recording, by the way? I kept
See,
fucking... Okay, we're
nipples showing.
recording.
So what you need is like
Well, they've
what
got only
supports
10 seconds
have
to grab their
nipples
last
showing?
hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Who is it gonna be? Ooh, Sand
Sand
King.
King.
Insects
See,
don't have.
insects don't have nipples, so
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh man, classic.
so off the picking, I Fuck Jesse's got it.
Oh, you cut out a little bit, Joey. You might want to lower your mic threshold a tiny bit.
Is this better?
Yes. Yes. All right. Everyone's picked except for someone hasn't picked the Sand King. Someone's be like, ah, crap, I can't play this Scorpion.
I thought it was gonna be Pino.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it's Pino that has picked. Okay,
Sand King.
Pino can definitely play that Scorpion. As he blinks at us with those extra set of
5
eyes.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. Don't freeze up.
They're trying to plan their first blood.
Oh, here. Oh, dude, are the banners showing for anybody else? The Team Fag banners?
What's up?
Is that just me? Do you like see the flags at the
Someone's
center?
connection dropped.
No, I can't see any.
Oh, it's just me? Okay. Well, anyway, we got ourselves a game here, everybody.
I timed out of the game.
Oh, lovely. Well, alright, we're just gonna let it happen and you'll reconnect soon. So, I guess I'll introduce the Dire team, or Radiant team in the meantime. I'm gonna have Mousecop playing the Juggernaut. It's going to be Epimethius on the Dazzle with a crazy set. PinoSmash on the Sand King, Chazzy on the Tidehunter, and finally going to be Brent on the Invoker. And would you like to run through the Dire team? If you're back in the game.
Oh, I guess I'll do it since he's not here. Alright, we'll do that. So we have Reg on the Faceless Void, on the Pimped Out Faceless Void, actually. Hankinator on the one of the 3 heroes he can play, Necrophos. Mom Spaghetti on that AA. Tickle this on the Ogre Magi, and finally Flanny on the Axe.
By the way, Peter, you might need to switch over to stats mode now. I don't know if it'll let Joey do what we're doing. I don't really know how it works anyway. Anyway, on the rune swaps, looks like Reg's just gonna back out here. The bot rune might be a bit of a clash. Dire Hero's coming in, gonna scare Brent off and maybe give him a little more than he bargained for. Tickle this with the ignite. They look like they want that hot booty. Tickle this. Got the chase. Another ignite in 4 seconds. Can they get a right click off? And he will! Club him down. First blood. Easiest first blood of Tickle's life.
Classic more nipples first blood.
Indeed. The nippled ogre. It's not what I wanted. Let's take a look at that.
Can I not use your camera settings?
I feel like there might be a way to do it, but I think you might just have to keep track on your own.
Okay.
So, alright, why don't you keep track of, like...
A little bit of aggro on bottom lane.
Yeah, I'll keep track of top lane here. It actually looks like they've done an aggressive tri-lane on both teams? Is that right? Yeah, they went aggressive try on both teams. They're going to switch it up right away, though. Tickle on the ogre going to come top. Oh, are you worked out, Joey?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Peter wants me to do.
Okay, so it looks like
Just
we're gonna
type something in the box.
switch out to dual lanes at the
Yeah, it won't
moment.
let me type.
Flanny and Mom Spaghetti gonna be able to put some pressure on this lone Sand King. So we're really gonna be
Yeah, it
up to
doesn't
this.
actually let me type Peter.
Oh, that's a stat. That's something. Looks like I don't really know how this. Oh my God, PinoSmash has gone down to the bot lane. It's a dive, but Tower can actually finish off Mom Spaghetti, make it a 1-for-1 trade. Definitely not ideal for FAG, but at least they get something in return. Sand King's coming back with a vengeance. Really wants to stun this Axe under Tower and give him some Caustic. Doesn't even have. He only has Caustic. Doesn't have stun. I think actually, if he lands a stun here, Skillet. Skillet! He's gonna get it. One more right click. That'll do it. Even it out. 2-2. Lots of chaos on the bot lane. On the top, Tickle this, throwing a stun on the Mousecop. He does have the spin, and he'll use it. Epimethius gonna drop the heal, slowing down Tickle this, in a lot of trouble, and the ogre will fall. And it looks like we've gone into full tri-lane on tri-lane action here, with the Dire retreating to their safe lane to try to get the Void some farm, and leave the Axe and a Sand King in a 1v1 situation. Which is what I think the Radiant wanted in the first place.
Hey, Derek, I think
Yes.
Tower is under attack.
I think what's happening is the Radiant saw this no nipple strategy or nipple showing strategy happening once the AA got picked, and picked heroes that have coverage on their nipples so they don't get hard and pointy and distract them. So the nipple showing strategy might be backfiring on them.
Oh, you know, I think
AA.
this is a classic rookie mistake with people that just don't respect the nipple effect that just can happen sometimes. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, it looks like Brent is having kind of a rough time. As Hankinator is free to go get a bounty rune on top. It's got a pretty reasonable skill build so far. Looks like we're going to have a Wex Invoker coming out, so more control, not so much on the damage. Tickle this, going to give Chazzy some sass. Going to give him a lot of sass, actually. Then going to eat the Poison Touch and give him the walk away. So I guess this is a carry Void, really. That's going to be interesting. Not a lot of ways for them to deal damage inside the Chronosphere, which is kind of a concern. Oh. Why can't you type in the box?
Oh, we got an actual stat.
I had to copy and paste.
Oh, that's weird. Are you sure you're
I'm
not
looking up it. Are you sure
you're not in an observer slot instead of a stat slot?
If I was in an observer slot, I wouldn't be able to talk during this, I thought.
I don't know how it
Wait,
works,
what?
dude.
Okay.
Anyway, on the top
Carry
lane.
on, Derek.
Carrying on. Mousecop gonna throw out that Blade Furry on the Tickle this. He takes a lot of damage, but not willing to dive under tower. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Brent, 2 points up in the Quas. Now put a 3rd point in just to try to get the health regen to sustain in the lane, but of course he's against the Necro, so he's just gonna get drained out over time. And whenever he goes to get, oh, King's happening up top. They're gonna spot Tickle through the trees, but not really willing to dive him. Epimethius not gonna get his nipples frozen. Just gonna give him the old walk away. But yeah, it looks like Mousecop's actually not having any difficulty farming. Wait, this is a support Tidehunter. I just realized that. This is a support Tidehunter and an off-lane Sand King, I guess. Huh. Haven't seen this in a while. That's some old school shenanigans right there. Definitely not the worst thing,
Mainly
but
because Tidehunter doesn't fare well against Axe.
yeah, that's true. I definitely think the Sand...
In a 1v1
speaking
lane.
of the Sand King, though, he's sitting at about 40 HP right now. We'll have those Tranquil Boots to help him out in just a moment. But yeah, the Support Tidehunter is not the worst. It's just a question of where will he get his levels and where will he get any sort of items, really. He can't always catch up through Ancient stacks, but it looks like this aggressive tri-lane, he's kind of forced to stay up here in order to ensure Jug gets farm. So yeah, this Jug's doing great, but the other cores of the Radiant just kind of seeming to struggle to keep up. Especially in the mid lane. Brent not doing great in this matchup. Oh! Ult will come out, but he will throw the Tornado. Under tower, Hankinator gonna get Cold Snap. Tower not cooperating. Hankinator will get the kill and get that sweet Sadist regen. Killing a hero. Gonna give him the walk away. No issues there. No TP support in sight. Perpetually disappointed with the stats. We're all perpetually disappointed by the stats. Did it work? Spelling error. Teh. Actually, Flanny's only one last hit behind Mousecop. Gonna get the call on the Pino. Probably not gonna be able to kill him as PinoSmash is gonna hop on away. But yeah, lane's going exceedingly well for the Dire. Nipple Strat showing its prowess here.
There's a DC. Can we pause?
Someone disconnect. I just realized I left my announcer on. I usually turn that off for cast, but whatever. Nothing wrong with the smooth sound of Crystal Main. Oh, it was Peter. Are you reconnecting, Peter?
Yeah, I'm gonna reconnect.
Alright, so on the bot lane, looks like Flanny's actually not going to be going for the Blink first, but in fact the Blade Mail, not really an item I see you go first on very often. Tickle Dish trying to give Dazzle some sass. Meanwhile on the back lines, Chazzy going deep, but not really able to get a kill. Cool Cat will get dropped. Epimethius will grave himself, but it looks like Tickle This will be the one to go down with one final right click. Meanwhile, Chazzy giving Reg and Spaghetti the walk away, and they can't really continue this chase right now. Reg has purchased up some more regen to help him keep in the lane, but definitely shows the struggles that are occurring in this lane. His last hitting is not bad, but he's below his other two cores, and this is definitely the Dire lane that's in the most dire straits.
Oh, Pino might be getting a kill.
On the bot lane, is Pino getting the kill or is Flanny getting the dunk? Flanny has no mana, so Pino's going to right-click him down with the Caustic bonus, and that's a much-needed kill for his team. Probably going to be able to finish off his Soul Ring off of that, and presumably go into the Blink Dagger next. Might want to even ferry himself a salve to get back up to full HP quicker. But with that kill, that's going to shift the lane the other way. So make the Radiant's bot lane a lot smoother. Yeah, I know, he was definitely one spin closer. But you have to remember... Oh, Brent's going to disconnect. I assume pause will come out shortly. You have to remember that they did nerf this Axe spin in the most recent patch. Oh, he's already got a max. Never mind. So it wouldn't have made a difference there.
Plus, it's still pure. It would have killed.
Yeah. I don't know if they nerfed the damage at every level except 4, right?
Yeah.
So it would have.
DJ.Diddles entered channel.
At the third skill point, it would have been a bit less. Hello.
I wasn't going to talk because I know you're casting.
That's okay. We're at a pause.
Is it the same pause I saw 2 minutes ago?
Possibly. It was a very short pause, so maybe a different one.
Dyer's
Okay, we're starting
I'm
again.
literally only I'm only like 30 seconds behind you guys. I'm hearing this conversation.
Okay, then the same one. Alright, so back in the game. Well, for those of you that just joined us, and by that I mean one person, Radiant have gone with an aggressive tri-lane, and this Jug is getting anything and everything out of this lane, which is causing the Void to suffer a little bit, but the other two cores for F Jesse are doing quite well. Meanwhile, Chazzy found himself out of position. Looks like he's going to freeze out and will in fact just die. Blade Fury just going to spin around, not do very much. So FAG going to lose one, and kills in this lane kind of hurt the Radiant a lot, since this is the only lane that's going super well. Brent almost got the phase boots, which might allow him to trade with Hankinator, but it looks like he's just going to be going right into the mechanism and going to make him even tankier and harder for this Invoker to deal with. So, at the meantime, looks like... Oh! There you go, Peter with the 6 stats. Chazzy gonna rotate into the bot lane. Maybe gonna look to stack some jungle camps or something, as he hasn't picked up an Iron Talon, but he could almost do so with his current money. And I think that would be a pretty wise use of his time. It looks like the Radiant have actually abandoned their aggressive tri-lane. They're in fact going for a rotation on mid. Chazzy with the haste, but no points in Gush, which I think is very necessary to support. Anyway, Tornado's gonna catch 2, so Mousecop not gonna be able to do much at the moment. Hankinator in a little bit of trouble. Has a death pulse coming up in 2 seconds. Will he get it off? Yes, he does. Just barely lives. Chazzy's gonna get put under for an eternity. Dunk gonna go out onto Brent. Epimethius looks like he's been in trouble. Will heal. PinoSmash, nice stun through the center. Flanny gets a spin to finish off the next one, and Pino's on the run, but it's not looking good for him as he'll go down. The Hankinator rotation from the Radiant turned out disastrously. It's gonna be a 4-0. Jesus Christ.
See, the problem there was the Radiant went in expecting no nipples to be shown, and then all of a sudden, bam, 6 pairs of nipples whipped out right in front of them. They were flabbergasted, they missed a bunch of their spells, just couldn't handle the amount of nipples that came running at them. This is the real strength of the Dire draft, is alone each pair of nipples isn't that significant, but when all the nipples come together, it's pretty much over.
That's beautiful. And we're just seeing some beautiful things. Mousecop gonna just come in for the Omni Slash, but doesn't get the final jump on the Ancient Apparition, but the Tornado will be enough to finish it. Spin comes through from Juggernaut. Flanny dropping low. Will get the dunk off onto the Dazzle. He doesn't get a dump off on him. That's a different story. Brent probably trying to get a cold snap onto this axe, but he's kind of giving him the walk away here. Oh, has he got the plays? Has he got the juke? No, there's a cold snap to cancel it.
The cold snap.
What'd you say? Press F10, Peter?
Yeah, go ahead. See if you can type in there.
No, I can't see the type in there.
Why is that doing that? I'm gonna restart your...
Alright, I don't know if it was a setting that I messed up, but I can't seem to do it either. So anyway, back in the game. I don't really know what the kill exchange was there. I think it was even. Maybe a 2 for 2 or something. Chazzy looks like he's going to be taking up the bot lane. Desperately needs some levels to come online. And actually has point into Gush, but with only 1 point into Anchor Smash, his damage output's just so low. Meanwhile, the Dire are going to rotate the AA into the bot lane, so get him some experience too. And I think maybe we'll see a kill come out, but I really doubt that the Dire are going to rotate for this Tidehunter. Radiant might rotate for this AA, but I think they're just kind of looking to catch up on their farm, considering the way their lanes went. There we go, that's a hiccup. And we're going to see Jug fall back into the jungle. Looks like he's finished up a Yasha, so might... Whoop! Looks like Hankinator going to put Dazzle under for a long-ass time. Mousecop just doing a dance with these creeps here. Really like some healing ward or something, but he's just going to say, screw it, I'm out. Report Dazzle. Classic.
DJ.Diddles moved to the Dire.
Anyway, on the bot lane, gonna have, let's check, actually let's switch over the net worth here. So yeah, no surprise that Hank, whoa, they're going in on mid. Hey, Ice Ball's gonna come through. Brent in a lot of trouble. Gonna go invisible, but I think he was dusted. Someone had a dust? I don't know. Yeah, oh, they have a sentry back there, wow.
No one had a dust, it was just the shatter on his...
No, it was the sentry here too.
They're beating on
yeah.
tower.
Let's, they're gonna smoke right out of mid, actually. Juggernaut gonna get a solo kill on the axe, though. Maybe with the help of Chazzy. No, I didn't use Ravage, so we'll have to see how this turns out. Hankinator, there's no way he dies here. They're just gonna run into the Sand King. Sand King is actually going for staff first. Oh, they're gonna drop the Chronosphere. Screw it. PinoSmash, he's just a dead Scorpion. Reg actually almost goes down, but the mech and the backtrack will be able to put him back up to full. Guess I should check out some item builds here. Yeah, oh my god, Hankinator's already got the mech done. Looks like he's gonna go right into the Aghanims as well, and he might just snowball away this game to a win. It's really gonna be up to this Juggernaut, who's been the only one to really put the farm together to do some work in this game. So meanwhile, Axe is gonna come down here and be like, I got a Blade Mail. As the Dire are going to push on this top lane. I don't really agree with this Blade Mail first build. I think if you like call someone with it, it's going to be effective.
Oh, this Dazzle's in trouble.
Oh, Chazzy's there to back him up, though. Is he going to get 2-man call? Nope, only one. Onto the Dazzle. Dazzle very likely to go down here, unless the Tide ravages, but I don't think it'd be worth it. And they're going to lose the Dazzle once again. So if you recall during the draft, the part where I said this is going to be a very sad 5-position Dazzle, well, he's a He's sad. He's 4 deaths. Not looking too
Dire's
hot.
top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Dire.
Do you normally max out? Do you normally max out the shallow grave first? You do, right?
No, you usually max the heal first. But I mean, in this game, there's absolutely no way you'd want to against an axe.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going for. I was like, I think he's just bothered to not only just put 1 level in it at this point.
I mean, it would actually be pretty uncommon to max the grave first. I think there might be some situations where it can be okay. By the way, the teams look like they're just happy to trade towers. It's going to benefit the Radiant a lot more. They're actually going to eat an Ice Blast. PinoSmash doesn't get hit by the blast itself, so he's going to be okay. But this trading of towers is actually super beneficial to the Radiant. They're decently far behind, I'm going to say. Only about 4k, which is pretty good at this point. But actually, Dire are going to rotate up. If Radiant are able to disengage, this will be huge. And that EMP is actually going to catch 2 or 3 heroes. Brent actually just played no damage there. That EMP is going to be enough to dissuade them, and all around a pretty good trade. They didn't quite manage to get the tier 2 tower, but traded a tier 1 top for a tier 1 bottom. Safe lane tower's going down. Actually, Hankinator goes into the goes into the Dagon. Well, that's one way to give themselves damage in the chrono. Oh dear. Yeah. Any luck with the stat situation? Oh, that's interesting. I guess not. Looks like the Ogre has actually gone for the max stun build. This is kind of old school. It's pretty standard to max ignite first, just because the damage output's more consistent. Or at least the value point in the Bloodlust, because, man, 1.30 bonus attack speed and 10 bonus movement speed is pretty solid. Anyway, looks like Radiant grouping up to push mid. Reg has the Chrono, doesn't have the leap, not going to go use it on the Scorpion. But teams are grouped up to mid. Ice Ball comes through. Chazzy's invisible, and he does have ult, so this could potentially, well, if he doesn't get caught in a Chrono. But unfortunately, that Invis rune's about to run out. Hankinator is smoked, and he's going to reveal it now. 5 heroes from the Radiant grouped up on mid. Dire, not quite there yet, but let's see if they can TP in. Ancient Apparition almost got his Midas. Tickle this on the way in. So if Radiant take a fight now, I don't know how it's going to work out. Mousecop diving behind the tower, trying to catch up to Necrophos, but I don't think there's any way he can get this solo kill. And in fact, Hankinator just maxed out the Heartstop Aurora second. So Mousecop going to come in and find himself in a lot of trouble. Going to pop the ult, but he's only got 3 spins, and that's not going to be able to kill him, but they will end up getting this kill anyway. Ice Blast, come through the middle. PinoSmash. Ooh! That might be enough to make him tick out.
Oh,
Maybe not. Oh, he's gonna Force Staff over.
that is
The Force Staff!
definitely gonna kill Pino.
It was worth it! No, he's gonna be fine.
Oh, he lived!
He needed like one more right click. They've actually smoked to catch up to it. Oh, Pino, no! You just lived! You're a liver! You're an organ of the body. Well, now these Dire heroes are actually a little out of position. Radiant can maybe look to punish, but they've actually not willing to right now. Brent looks like he's trying to put an Orchid together. Chazzy just got the Arcane Boots. PinoSmash does have the Force, but a lot harder to initiate with the Force compared to Blink, so... In the meantime, Dire just going to drop off that ward. Lovely spot. Drop off another one here, actually. Look at this freaking Dire vision. Holy crap. Where's the button? Oh, I put my console on F3. That's why it doesn't work. Okay, never mind. I should change that. I'll change it later. Okay. Point is, Dire has really good vision on the Radiant side of the map, which is exactly where they want to be fighting right now. They've got an advantage. About 5,000 gold, so kind of stabilized out, but Radiant done a good job of dodging these fights so far. Ice Ball going to go on mid. Probably looking for another tier 1 to tier 1 trade. Boom. Tier 1 goes down. Dire going to grab it up first. Radiant probably going to clean this up. No rotations out of the Dire yet. Oh, actually one rotation coming in now. It's going to be the Axe. Does he have to blink? He does. He's going to get a nice call on the Mousecop, but just one. Not really a lot of creeps hitting him. Pops the Blade Mail. Oh, might be able to... Yep, get kill on Mousecop. Will die in the process. Not the best of trades. 1 for 1. Of course you killed the carry, but the gold exchange is going to be about even both ways, so not great, not awful. In the meantime, Reg just kind of farming dangerously. Has picked up the Yasha and the Lifesteal Max, not opting to finish up the Vlads. Probably a bit of a crossroads about where he could build. He could go into the typical Vlads, just kind of, you know, all-around stats items, or could go into the Diffusal Manta build. I don't know if he'll look to pick up a Blink Dagger this game. He might need it, though, to have counterplay options around the Tidehunter. We'll see how it goes. But meanwhile, kills have kind of slowed down recently. Feels like we had a chunk of action to the 10 to 15 minute mark, and then, well, team's just chilling out, you know? Or maybe Reg's got an invis room, but doesn't have mana for Chrono. I'll have it in 14 seconds. Looking for Epimethius. Gonna break the invis. Didn't tread swap for Chrono. Actually, he's just gonna have to back out here. Doesn't have his friends yet. PinoSmash trying to get in position for a stun. Epimethius gonna eat the ice ball. Reg turning around, and he's got the backup of Hankinator. Scorpion Man doesn't want to go in. Creeps are attacking him. He doesn't seem to care. And that's gonna be the end of that. It's about halfway to Blink, which I'm assuming that's what he's gonna go for. Unless he goes for like an Ether Lens or something weird. Yeah. Seems good. So yeah, we can pretty much see Dazzle's having a world of problems here. Only about 2k. Oh, that's not the Dazzle. That's the Dazzle. Only about 2k net worth, lowest in the game, and just struggling to make an impact against this Axe and this Ancient Apparition. Yeah. All right, Joey, how's it going? What's your analysis? How's the nipple situation progressing?
Well, see, the real strength in the F Jesse draft is the nipples together. And what's been happening lately is they've been going in 2 pairs of nipples at a time instead of surprising them with the plethora of nipples.
Okay.
So you see Axe getting caught out by himself. You see just Reg going in by himself and then getting backed up by someone with covered nipples. And so you're obviously not going to have a favorable fight, but when you get all 5 of them together, you got all 8 of those nipples showing, and then the Necrophos with their covered nipples, that's when you get the real strength in the draft. So I think the real key is if Dire can stick together, bring all those nipples together, and Radiant can, or then they'll win, but if Radiant can keep those nipples separated, then I think they have a chance at this.
Stunning analysis.
As you can see, the Radiant,
Best in the business.
Radiant nipples.
We're seeing some nipples actually grouping up right now. Hankinator gonna eat this EMP, and he's gonna go down. That's a big kill. Tickle is also likely to fall with the Blade Fury. Bippity boppity boop. Dead Ogre. Easy double kill. Nipples way too far apart. Easy kill. Not easy kills, but well executed kills from the Radiant. They're gonna group up and push mid. They do have the Chrono on Reg, but without that Necrophos, they don't have any real damage inside the Chronosphere. Plus, Chazzy still got a Ravage, and has managed to pick up a good deal of levels. Probably going to either pick up... I'm assuming he's going for a Blink. He hasn't bought any mech once. Oh, they're going to come in, drop the Chrono, PinoSmash the focus, but the Tornado is going to cancel out some of the damage. Ravage will pop as well. Both Reg and Flanny in danger. Reg has the ability to leap away at any time, but Flanny's going to go down. Ice Blast connects on a few. Reg in trouble, but Tickleez has shown up with the stun. Chazzy now starting to take the damage. Heals can come from Epimethius, but he's low on health. PinoSmash trying to finish off Reg, but unable to do so. Chazzy gonna get Glimmer Cape and give him the walk away. Mousecop spinning, wants to finish off Tickle, but doesn't want to die. Looks like, oh, Mousecop actually gonna go down. This fight went on so long that Hankinator's come back from the dead. Might get himself a double as he does use the Dagon. And the Hard Stop Aurora is ticking him down. Hankinator is just outside of range for a Death Pulse, but PinoSmash will die to the right click with the Hard Stop Aurora. And it looks like the nipples have returned. PinoSmash did manage to pick up his Blink Dagger before death, and Dire will deny their 2-2 tower, so... is fight recap going to show anything? Oh, it's actually going to show quite a bit. No, that hardly shows anything. There would be more gold change than that. How about net worth? Yeah, that's definitely going to swing in the favor of the Radiant boys there. They pretty much traded evenly in terms of numbers, and with the long extended fight, they're going to be happy to trade even when they're behind as they are. So yeah, interesting fight. Looks like they're going to back out and farm now as Reg.
Jesse opted for Dagon before Aghanims.
And he's actually just purchased up another Dagon recipe, so I think we're going to be seeing a max level Dagon, which is not... I don't know, Necrophos just feels like the weirdest hero to me. Like, it feels like you can build these so many items that are going to do something, but there's no, like one, fantastic item for him, in my opinion. Always interesting to see the way they build.
I think he should have gone Dagon 1. I think he should have gone Dagon 1, then Ags, then finish Dagon. I don't think he should be
the
going
thing is,
for
though,
more
I
than a
don't know if
Dagon
they,
1.
I don't know if they need the Ags this early though, because like ideally you want to get rid of someone's buyback when you're like getting ready to push high ground. Like even if they don't have buyback right now, like who cares, right? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I
it
think
does
it's
look
definitely,
like
the
Radiant
people
gonna look to smoke. Chazzy hasn't the Ravage in about 10 seconds. And who can potentially find Reg? Has finished up the Manta style. Could be a prime target. Tickle Disc sitting behind him, but not gonna be able to save him. Looks like Reg will be the target. Here comes Brent. Probably gonna be the initiator. Also invisible. Ghost walking out. Mousecop gonna reveal. Reg leaps away. No, he's actually gonna silence. It looks like Brent's actually picked up the Orchid, and the Omni Slash will start bouncing the Tickle. Hankinator is invisible. Gonna start to do some counter spells. Blah, blah, blah. There goes Tornado. Right click. Oh, Mousecop actually does go down there. PinoSmash has been called. Chazzy gonna drop the Ravage now. But do they have the follow-up damage? It's gonna be a lot on Brent to do it. EMP drops, but Hankinator still got a decent amount of mana. Chazzy now looks like to be the focus. Gonna get call. Actually, Call's gonna miss. Maybe Brent can use some spells to help them disengage here, but it's definitely going to be on cooldown for a little bit. Chazzy dropping low, almost in that threshold. It looks like he probably will drop, but the heals from Epimethius keeping him healthy. Will get Grave, but the Grave doesn't matter. He'll get dunked. Brent going to throw out another Tornado, giving him the walk away. Flanny giving up the chase. And PinoSmash. Oh, he's going to charge up that Epicenter blink in, but he doesn't have the damage on his own. Going to bring 3 of them low, but at the end, not enough to finish him off. And it's actually... they managed to kill the Void, but it was a 3-for-1 trade in the end, and that's definitely not going to be worth it. 15 kills to 21 on the board. F Jesse maintaining an advantage, looking to push out of this. Orchid pickup there was a bit of a surprise, definitely helped me get that kill, but in the end they expended a little too much on it, and weren't able to get those follow-up kills.
Radiant's top tower.
Now Mousecop has put the Battle Fury together, so he can farm pretty efficiently, but he's just not really strong enough to fight them right now. Ooh, nice blink dodge of the Tornado. Gonna go right back to hitting that tower. Mousecop gonna run in and give him some sass. Might have actually gone too deep, and ooh, he doesn't go down to Hankinator's ulti, but he goes down nonetheless, going a little too deep without the backup of his friends. A little too deep, and like I said, he's got good farm on him right now, but he's just not in a position to fight. He's a little bit too squishy. And Dire here, yeah, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
See, situations like those are where Ags comes in handy on Necro, because the threshold for insta-killing goes up from,
Radiant
like,
structures are
what, 30% to 40% or something like that?
Yeah, it's at level 3, if they have below 40% health, they're gonna die. Guaranteed.
And then with Ags, it's much higher than that, so...
Let's see. Yeah, that damage increase is actually pretty significant. I don't know. It's tough to say. Like I can't do the math in my head, but you know, it's when it's on that threshold like that. Like he wouldn't. Mouse Spaghetti will pop to the Orchid Burn, but it looks like Dire do have friends in the neighborhood, or maybe Flanny's out a little too deep. Mousecop actually gonna drop the ult on the Flanny, but the follow-up damage is not there. Oh, nice Tornado. Chazzy does have the Blink Ravage, but they're not gonna commit. I think that would have been a great fight for them to take, especially with PinoSmash waiting in the trees. I think that could have been a wipe. But unfortunately, just not. Actually, they did have vision. They had this ward right here. I think that was really a missed opportunity by Radiant, especially with an early pickoff on the AA. Necrofoe is still going to TP out. And they'll give him the walk away. Good stuff. Oh, there you go with the stats. And I don't know if the Ags would have been like enough there. I honestly don't think it would have made a difference because he would have had a lower level Dagon, so it would have. I don't know. Like I said, I can't do the math in my head right now, but just very close kills that a little bit short of achieving. Oh, ooh, Tornado. Hold on. Why is this happening? I'm hearing like a mild buzzing. I hope that's not in the cast. Anyway. Yeah, looking at the net worth here, Dire Hero is just slightly ahead. Like, the total net worth is only about 5,000 difference. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's my headphones. Total net worth is only about 5,000 difference, but each of the cores of the Dire is just a little bit ahead of their respective counterpart on the other team, and they're just managed to maintain this advantage. And as far as power timings go, the Voids actually, you pretty rarely see this Manta style first. I think it might have been done anticipating the Orchid. Oh, it looks like Brent's actually going to find Mom's Spaghetti D-warding, and this will almost certainly be another kill. Yep, down he goes. Will go deep for the D-ward, but die in the process, so probably not worth. But yeah, I think just Mousecop's actually getting a nice spin, which is not necessarily. Oh, maybe give him the walk away here. Hankinator out of range, but he looks like he will tick out to Battle Hunger. No! The Cool Cat! Oh, they somehow got vision! And unfortunately, this is not going to be the fight that the Radiant were looking for. Tornado will buy some time. Flanny's already on the case. Epimethius going to Glimmer Cape himself. Brent wants to save him, but I don't know if he really can. They still got that ult from Hankinator, which could put someone in the grave for freaking forever. Chronosphere will be dropped. Reg's caught up to Brent. Chazzy trying to help out, but doesn't want to commit the Ravage. Brent is slowed by the time dilation. Will get finished off by the Dagon of Hankinator. Chazzy getting dived under tower. Reg starting to take damage, and actually going to get abandoned by PinoSmash, who doesn't even throw out his poor watermelon a stun. But he doesn't need it, so it's okay. Nice 3-0 for the Dire. Solid 1,500 gold change. And with this defusal about to come online for Reg, I think we're going to see just a massive power spike for him. He's already been pretty good at killing people inside the Chrono, but now his illusions are going to be stronger, and he's just going to start to do a lot of damage and can get solo pickoffs on probably both supports, maybe not the Tide, but definitely has some solo pickoff potential with these two items in combinations. Meanwhile, Dire are going to group up, look to push the bottom tier 2 with their advantage. You know, I'd actually thought they'd taken another tier 2 besides this one, but I guess not. So yeah, that's life. Meanwhile, PinoSmash has picked up the Ether Lance. They go for the Blink Dagger first. Probably gonna look to pick up the Ags next, but I don't know. We haven't really seen these any super convincing team fights from the Radiant, in my opinion. I just think that they really need to, when they have their ultimates up. I do think they're stronger. Like right now, there's no Chrono up, so I think this is a great opportunity for Radiant to go fight. But they seem like they're preferring to farm right now. Juggernaut's actually gone back for a Vlad's, which makes me think he doesn't really want to fight right now. He just wants to farm some more. Although unfortunately, I don't think he has much of a choice in the matter. Is once that Dire Chronosphere is going to come off cooldown, they're going to look to push the issue. They don't really have the wards that they had before, but like I said, they've got small advantages which are going to keep them able to push and in a stronger position. What level Dagon is that now? That is a Dagon 5. So we'll have to see what he goes for next. Whether it's an Aghanim's or an Ether Lance, just to really make sure you kill one guy. Ball will connect on the Mousecop. How's the AA's farm, actually? Ooh, he's actually not been doing as good as I thought. Only about under 6k net worth. He did pick up the Midas, but I don't know, I guess he just really hasn't had the time to sit back and farm. I thought he would have been like 1 or 2 components closer by now. Anyway. Reg on the hunt? No, he's picked up a double damage, and he's going to use it to farm. Nice. So in the meantime, let's see, what kind of items are we going to look out for, coming out for the Radiant team? So Chazzy has managed to pick up the Blink, but beyond that, not too much. Brent, again, still with the Orchid. Looks like he's going to try to work his way to an Ags. But no real progression, and like I said, Pino will definitely be going for the Ags. Flanny actually went for the Lotus Orb, and I mean, obviously it would be super cool if you Lotus Orb the Juggernaut ult, but beyond that, there's not a ton of targeted spells. But then again, it's also very good for the remove, so you can remove the Orchid Silence that Invoker's carrying around right now. So definitely a solid pick. I'm going to have another disconnect, so thanks College Internet. In the meantime, I'd like to thank our sponsors, 100% Orange Juice, 100% Rage, 0% Orange Juice. Thank you. I think that's how it goes.
Not 99% Rage, 1% Orange Juice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it got a little diluted with Rage.
Yeah.
Anyway, looks like we might...
I haven't actually played that game.
Do you have it? I didn't think
It's
you had
worth
it.
getting. No,
Oh, there
I
you
don't
go.
have it.
It's very luck based, very rage based, and it's 100% based on the people you're playing with. Because like playing it by yourself is kind of boring, but playing with us is it's funny because of how raged we get.
I know you guys were. I heard you guys talking about it once, and I was so confused because so many things happened. Something about sharks, and like I don't even understand. There's
There are no sharks in orange juice. We must have been talking about depth.
I thought you had depth.
I don't know.
Oh, I just said that
I
through
do have.
mumble.
I
Whoops.
do have depth. Yeah, I do have depth, but I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't understand.
Was it
But
the
oh,
black star
back to the
manager?
gang. No clue. Yeah, that's probably it.
Let's get on with it.
Well, anyway, it's starting to look like the nipple strat's gonna come in big here. Oh, wait, what do we got going on bottom? Mousecop gets stunned by Tickle. Tickle silence, takes a ton of damage. Actually, just gonna get ulted by Mousecop. They want this tier 1 tower. Now they want out. Mousecop ult's gonna get wasted. He probably will end up going down, but... Oh, yep, down he goes to the Dagon. But again, I think Hankinator probably jumping the gun a little bit on throwing these ults out. Yeah, 12-1. Only that one time they managed to throw everything at him were they able to finally get the kill. Hankinator gonna go back for the Greaves.
He basically jumps in when he's already spinning.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it doesn't do
I
any
don't think
damage when he's got the
it's
magic
spin.
immunity. So anyway, Reg and Mom Spaghetti on mid, but with only 2 of them, they have a numbers disadvantage. Oh, they're not actually gonna find... Oh wait, maybe Brent gonna find Mom Spaghetti. Silenced. Gonna give him the right clicks. 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 And he's dead. But he does get the Midas off before dying, so... That's something. Meanwhile, Flanny, pushing up the bot lane, has a Mystic Staff. Which I would assume would be for a Shivas. I don't think you'd get a Sheep or an Octarine Core, but I also
Apparently
don't...
it's for weed.
Yeah, I don't know why I would go the Mystic Staff first, necessarily. I think if you wanted the Shivas, the armor item would be a lot more useful. And if you wanted a Sheep, probably the Ultimate Orb, I don't know. Anyway, Mousecop getting some farm on the bot lane. Let's see if he made any major decisions. Not yet. Almost hit that level 16, which is going to be pretty big. He's going to get some extra jumps. Brent's almost actually has enough money for the Aghanim's. Maybe he's saving for buyback here, as he can pick up the last component now. And he does have buyback, so I think he's holding on to the possibility that if he gets caught, he can come back into the fight. As we've said before, no Aghanim's on Hankinator. And now, with the Guardian Greaves and a level 5 Dagon, it may be time for him to consider that eggs. But even so, there are plenty of other items which could also be great on the hero, so we'll have to wait and see. As teams just looking to farm right now. As far as the Dire, though, I don't know what's necessarily stopping them from grouping up and pushing it. Oh, Reg's gonna find Hankinator. This could be a big kill, or Brent's gonna get caught out. And I'm actually surprised. That was just outside their vision, I believe. Oh, he was like standing at this tiny little spot right there. And he didn't have any vision of it, so that was kind of an awkward moment. Don't really know why Hankinator was standing there to begin with. Like, there's no way you would expect them to have a ward here and be like, oh, I'm being smart. Like, this is... That's got to be like one of the most random kills ever. Like, some things you just can't plan for. And unfortunately, they didn't have the backup of any of the heroes. I think actually a Lincoln Sphere for someone on the Radiant would be pretty strong here. Just because, like, the main threat that instantly kills them is Hankinator's combo of Dagon into ult. So if you have a Lincoln Sphere, you eat the Dagon and then you ult, and then, well, no one dies from a Necropose ult, so that's something. Now they do have the Glimmer... Oh, the buzzing stopped. They do have the Glimmer Cape from Epimethius, but it just seems like it hasn't been enough. It's been coming off after the Dagon and before the Necro ult, but like I said, it just hasn't been what they needed to keep their heroes alive. They either... Oh, Mousecop's gonna find a solo kill on Tickle on the top lane. Oh, he's actually picked up a Blink Dagger, and I like this a lot. This is actually gonna... Whoop! Just as I say, it's gonna keep him farming a lot safer. Flanny has picked up the Shivas. Mousecop gonna try to give him the TPUI spin, but he was already a little bit too low. And down he goes. Flanny continuing highest net worth in the game right now, just above Hankinator, and definitely flexing his stuff continuously in kills, 11 and 6, having himself a solid time. Meanwhile, let's check in. Mr. Tidehunter has actually almost got a Shivas himself. Definitely not a bad choice. Not sure if a refresher would have been better here. He definitely has the mana pool for it with the arcane boots. I kind of feel like if he wanted burst damage, that would probably be the better option. But it's kind of hard to tell. Like, there hasn't really been a lot of big team fights, really. It's just been like, there'll be a pick-off, one or two will die, and then the teams will scuttle away. So yeah, it's tough to tell like what these heroes need. The Shiva's attack speed slower is not particularly useful for either team. And it looks like Reg will go into the BKB, so he's pretty strong, and considering the amount of magic damage that Radiant are putting out, this is a solid choice. I don't know if it's completely necessary, especially since he has the 2 ways to remove this Orchid Silence, but it's tough to tell. Maybe they're just looking to pick up some couple items on the Dire and then just group up and push. Also, Big Bad Roshan has not been touched by either team. Of course, Dire in a better position to utilize it, but just not looking to group up, take Aegis, and push the lane right now. Taking a look at the net worth advantage, about 10k in favor of the Dire. They've pretty much held a lead the whole game. They've never really attempted to snowball their lead, because like I said, they've got 1 or 2 pickoffs, but they don't really push much off of it. So despite this 10k net worth lead, I actually think that the Radiant team can turn this around. I still think they've got stronger team fight, but it looks like neither team really looking to group up and push right now, although that may change. There's 5 heroes from the Radiant on top lane. Dire going to use a scan in the jungle, but it's not going to connect as all the heroes are sitting behind this Juggernaut. And it looks like Radiant grouping up, considering trying to push. However, there was this one ward which may have spotted the movement. Dire Vision actually spotting out the movements of the Radiant heroes pretty effectively right now. You can kind of see they've got these 3 wards forming a nice little arc, so basically, if any Dire hero wants to move, or any Radiant hero wants to move out, they're going to have to do it through this lane here, or come out through the jungle. So if they try to come into their forest from this way, or this way, any of that, that was weird, they're going to see it coming. And meanwhile, Dire have smoked up, and looks like they're going to go maybe into Roche. No, they want blood. Path is being drawn. They're going in the jungle. Sunstrike was into the Roche pit, but they're not in the Roche pit. They're coming for you, and it looks like Dire might be in a great position to take an easy fight here. Let's see which path they take. Nope, they're going to cut for middle lane. They're going to see Juggernaut farming, so it's probably not going to be as bad as I thought. It looks like Dire just going to pick up a kill on Jug. He's going to be dead for a long-ass time. Actually, Jug might be able to blink out right now, and he will, so it looks like the smoke might have... Oh no, he's actually just blinked to this other camp. Smoke will expire, and no kills gained, so that was actually very nice movements by the Radiant. Dodging the smoke ganks. Juggernaut did some nice blink daggering away with good timing. And Dire just have no idea how close they were to being able to find 4 right here, and almost certainly being able to take that fight with a numbers advantage and their ultimates. So they may find Juggernaut pushing out the top lane now. But it looks like as soon as he sees the Ogre come in to farm, he's going to nope the heck out of there. Epimethius looks like he's going deep toward, but Rag with the Invis Rune is going to give him a sad time. Epimethius drops the ward, but it won't last long. Oh, Glimmer Cape actually. Will he predict the movement? Will dodge the Shivas, will not get called. Still getting slowed down a lot though. Almost certain to die with the right clicks and the slows coming out from the axe. Good juke effort, but didn't have a TP to get that immediate TP out, and I think that's the only thing that could have saved him in that situation. Unfortunately, that ward just going to go down right away, so all his efforts amount to nothing. PinoSmash pushing on the bot lanes, although can't really do much on his own, and has picked up the Aghanim, so definitely putting the items together as Dire are going to rotate some heroes in to defend that tower. So we go back into a bit of a passive game here, and I'm not sure that necessarily favors the Dire. I'd say the Void is probably the hardest carry in this game, but I don't know if they really want to sit around giving an Invoker into Juggernaut farm. And although the Tidehunter isn't really commonly seen in a support role too much because it's kind of a greedy hero, but you give a greedy hero 40 minutes to farm and he's going to pop out with a Blink and a Shivas or some other crap eventually, so I'm not sure the Dire are really playing this right. Like I said, 10k advantage, that was the first smoke they used, so they could easily smoke into Roche, grab that and look to make a push, but they seem to be quite hesitant to do so. So the farm game continues. Juggernaut picked up a Manta, I believe? Yeah. So Juggernaut now 1600 HP, not as susceptible to that Necrophos burst, especially if he's spinning. I still think he'll want to look to pick up a Lincoln Sphere though, because there are so many good single target spells, and Ogre's spells are all good to block, but most importantly, the combo from Necrophos. As two heroes from the Dire reveal themselves on bot lane. Let's see who gets picked. Flanny, definitely not the easiest hero to kill. PinoSmash might have to solo ult to get him, but he's got the A. The Dire heroes are rotating in to give him backup. If they go on this, it could be one-way ticket to Disaster Town. And it looks like they're just going to hug in the trees and try to be friends. They're still sticking around. Oh no, Chazzy! No, Chazzy! No! Chazzy! He's gonna die. Oh no, PinoSmash is dropping the epicenter. He's gonna come in. Lots of damage coming in, but do they have enough? The Juggernaut's coming in with the Omni Slash. They're gonna be able to finish off too. Reg is the Chrono. BKBs, Chrono. Chazzy gonna go down. Oh, Hankinator walks into the Chrono. PinoSmash actually not gonna get ulted by him because he dies first. Mousecop TPing out. Reg gets a hit, not a bash. Gonna be a 2-for-2 trade. Definitely could have got a lot. Well, he only had fucking one hit on him, so that would be the most rage-worthy bash I could imagine. Got a little bit juked in the trees. 2-for-2 trade. Supported an offlaner for supporting an offlaner. So, the fuck was that? Definitely not the worst trade. Although Dire will look to rotate into Roche, finally take this big bad boy down. Juggernaut's actually, I guess he sold his phase boots. Did Juggernaut have face boots before? Does anyone remember?
He
I could have sworn he did. So I guess he sold his phase boots to get yeah, that's true actually. These kills for the Radiant are definitely going to be pretty big here, and that's right. The Juggernaut did kill the highest net worth hero on F Jesse, so gonna be pretty solid for them. Although Roshan taking him quite a while. And yeah, Radiant actually going to make some trades out of it. Unfortunately, Mousecop's a bit afraid to push, and rightfully so, because he doesn't see any of them. But if he realizes what's up, maybe they throw a Sunstrike in the pit. Maybe not. Oh, Brent can actually throw the Tornado in, which will delay them. Going to hit on both, and then Juggernaut's going to realize this is his time to get a free tier 2. Oh god, that was vicious.
Dire's top tower is
Meanwhile, Mousecop going to TP out. Flanny doesn't have the blink up yet, so gonna be a tier 2 for Roshan trade. This is a pretty common thing. Gonna be worth it for the Dire if they manage to use this Roche and turn it into a pushing advantage for them, which I think they absolutely should do since they have the Chronosphere coming up in now, actually. But of course, if the Radiant manage to hold here, they'll gain a free tier 2 tower. And I think this next fight's actually going to be a super important one. Dire have, you know, like I said, they've maintained this net worth lead and this kill lead for most of the game. Ray goes into a butterfly. Jeez, he's got items. But yeah, the Dire had just need one good fight to close out this game. But on the other hand, a great fight from the Radiant could be what they need to put themselves back in a decent position. Yeah, I mean, he was slightly behind. You know, if you remember back to laning phase, he actually didn't have a particularly good lane, but he's managed to recover pretty effectively considering none of his items are farm focused. He didn't get the Battle Fury, he didn't get the, you know, whatever. So great comeback on him. Of course, that being said, Radiant haven't put that much pressure on him as well. I think the early strong lanes from the Dire have kind of pushed the Radiant to kind of play passively, and with that Aegis on him, there's no way they're going to be able to blow this guy up. So they're going to have a Chronosphere issue, and we're going to have to see how it goes. Meanwhile, he's very likely Radiant going to give up this tier 2 tower, and the high ground siege begins. Mousecop putting some counter pressure on the top lane, but he has the boots of travel, so he can come in at any time. And with the blink, he's going to be able to position himself for ultis very easily. Tornado and EMP comes through the middle, but going to be dodged by everyone. They will be able to finish off this wave, though, as Mousecop does come in now. I think he could actually have pushed out one more wave here, but he's going to leave the illusions to do it. So that lane will be pushing in at least. And bottom lane, I can't actually tell. I think this is bottom lane's pushing towards their side, but it's not going to be there for a long time. So with tier 2 top standing, the worst that Dire can do here is 1 or 2 lanes of racks maybe. but I think they're going to be hard-pressed to do so. Radiant looking to put up a fight. Let's see how it develops. Reg with the Aegis sitting on high ground. The Juggernaut going to throw his illusions at him, but these illusions don't really do much. Tornado going to come through, connects on the Reg, no follow-up yet. Gush going to come on the Reg as well. Reg taking a lot of damage, considering chronoing, but decides not to. He's already down to about half, and they don't want to really use the mech on just him, so Dire can push these creep waves pretty effectively, and they're slowly whittling away at the tower, forcing Radiant to make a play, and they really don't want to be the ones to start off this fight. Reg gonna jump in, Chronosphere just on the Mousecop. That's a pretty big kill if they can get it. Mousecop gonna get ulted, but the Grave comes through, and it's huge! The Dagon comes through as well. Ravage gonna cancel out a lot of the Dire aggression, and it looks like Mousecop's gonna limp his way back to base. The Meatball flies through, not particularly on target. Looks like Dire will be able to claim the tier 3, but not a single hero has died, and Aegis has gone down. Dire heroes look. Oh, here comes Pino with the epicenter onto 2. 2 died. Lots of damage dealt. Omni Slash coming through as well, dealing even more damage. Flanny in a lot of trouble. Almost gonna get him. Tornado gonna also connect onto Von Spaghetti, and it's gonna be a disaster. That's right, Peter. 4 go down. They lose Aegis. Reg the only one to survive, but that's the high ground defense. That's the fight that the Radiant needed to stay in this game. Actually, they did lose the Tidehunter, so they will lose one, but that's a trade they'll gladly take. It was looking okay, and then PinoSmash found the angle with the epicenter, with the stun, finished off 2, and it was just all downhill from there.
It's a disaster!
I need... Joey, can you break down what happened there? All the nipples were together.
The nipples were together, Derek, but what happened was 2 of the nipples, Void's nipples, jumped behind the tier 3 tower, right in between the tier 4 towers, and then died. And then while they were respawning from the Aegis, the nipples weren't on the map. So there was a nipple swing in favor of Radiant where they re-engaged. And they got a couple kills before Reg came back up, and then now you're at and Dire's at a nipple deficit. The fight's pretty much lost from there. There's nothing you can really do at that point. I think Reg got a little too antsy. His nipples were raring to go. They were pointed, and he just dove in. And there's a reason why Void doesn't have eyes. It's because at one point he got too excited and his nipples poked his eyes out. So this is living up to his lore. He's
I didn't know you were also a lore expert. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I actually wrote the lore for Dota. I'm actually Ice Frog.
Oh my god, I see. Okay. So I didn't realize that nipples had such a prominent role in the lore of Dota. Thank you for informing us. So anyway, as a secondary consequence of that fight, they're actually going to force out a buyback on Flanny, which is going to move him to 4th in the net worth positioning. And I think somewhere in the nipple analysis, one thing that we've mentioned earlier, but only has become a super relevant factor, is the fact that they don't really do a lot inside the Chronosphere. And yes, it's true that they had the Dagon that came through from Hankinator, as well as the ulti, but in that situation, that's where the Grave shines. Flanny can't dunk inside a Chronosphere unless you, perfectly position it on the outside, so the Void has definitely been a strong pick throughout this game for getting some kills, but when they go to push high ground, even if he gets a great chrono like that, they just really don't have the heroes that can deal the follow-up damage. And taking a look at the net worth, still about a 5k lead in favor of FJ, but if you think about it, that's a 5k swing going the way of the Radiant, and definitely not what they were hoping to do. In the meantime, we got a bit of a combo.
We definitely need 4 or 5 more of those swings before.
Let's see.
Just 2 more fights like that, and then it should be about the same.
We've actually got a Dagon 1 on Flanny, so that's interesting. Tickle this has actually managed to pick up the Aghanim's, and Hankinator is sitting on a Mystic Staff, so maybe he'll go Sheep, maybe he'll go Octarine. I don't know why people like to pick up Mystic Staff first. It's not the thing. Meanwhile, Radiant, Juggernaut's actually going for the BKB. Oh, meanwhile, on top lane, Tickle this in a bit of trouble, getting spun down and silenced, and he'll surely fall. But can they get the return kills? Flanny's got the call with the Blade Mail. Definitely Blast come through. Gonna pop the BKB. Not sure if he wants to stick around. They've come to fight. Radiant in a good position. Reg, still pretty far away. Omni Slash onto Flanny, and he will go down. And they're looking to continue to fight. Blink Dagger onto Mom Spaghetti. Follow-up stun from PinoSmash, and they don't have the heroes back. No, it's not game yet, but they're not looking good. Look at this. They're already 5 heroes. They can pressure high ground. No buyback on the axe because he used it in the last fight. Really look to pressure here. I think they still have the Ravage on Flanny, and they do. I think they just sit Flanny back, let Juggernaut and Vogler hit high ground, and if the Chrono Boy goes in, well, who cares? Actually, probably not who cares, but you know. You'll have a Dazzle to back you up. Tornado comes through. Radiant Hero is a bit hesitant to fight. Let's see. Will they go on this wave? Reg jumps back. Mousecop thinking about it. Thinking about it. He's hitting creeps. He's hitting on the high ground. Ogre back in just a couple of seconds, but without the axe, they're one of their main source initiation. Chazzy on the front lines actually giving Reg a lot of sass. Ice Ball not going to connect onto anyone, and now there's illusion. Now here we go. Juggernaut's going to hit this tier 3, and look at him shred it. This is going to force a response out of the Radiant. Maybe not quite yet. Blink it back. Next creep wave coming in. Let's see. Tickle on the aggressive, and it looks like that's going to be enough to force the Radiant to go back. So Radiant will claim a tier 3. Would have very much liked to take a Rax there, but not willing to take a bad fight. And indeed, net worth is pretty much zeroed out at this point. So 2 good fights for the Radiant, and look at that. They're back in the game. Isn't Dota wonderful? Reg sitting on about 6,000 gold. Oh yeah, they're pretty much even at this point. It's so close. It's insignificant, but great recover on this Juggernaut. He's just been able to. I think this Blink Dagger has actually paid off like tenfold. He's just been able to use it to like get the initiations, but also get these like follow-up kills in the fight that he wouldn't have gotten otherwise. It's just it's been so good. We're almost at an hour at this point, but wow, it's just like been crazy to see like how this game started and which heroes have recovered and whatnot. Axe gonna come into the bottom lane. Gonna get jumped on by the Juggernaut, but the ult's not gonna be super effective, which is weird. I thought it would have bounced a little more than that, but whatever. Anyway, they're just gonna back up. Juggold has a decently long cooldown, but I don't know. Dire just hesitant to push after that last failed one. Roshan is actually not up yet. Will be up within the next 2 minutes or so. And that may be the next point of contention. Chazzy's actually got two perseverances, so he's almost going to have a refresher. He'll probably give up buyback for it. Hurricane, who got a Hurricane Pike? Sand King? Oh.
Sand King got a Hurricane Pike. It's just an upgrade for his 4-staff.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason why a melee hero would do it is because the cooldown decreases, so there's some minor disadvantages, like you actually can't push someone with like you would with the 4-staff, like an enemy. Oh, meanwhile, PinoSmash gonna have a go on to Flanny. I don't really think this is the play, though. I'm just gonna give him a walk away. But yeah, like I said, the stats and the lower cooldown can make it a value pickup. He's sold his... Did he sell anything? No, he's picked up a Veil too, and I actually really like the way Pino has been playing this game. He's pretty much, you know, he started off just the Blink in the Forest, pretty standard, but after that point, he pretty much, every item he's gotten has been damaged. The Aghanims, the Veil, and the Aetherland just going to maximize the damage that he outputs inside that ultimate. And he's actually pretty much 6-slotted at this point. He might look to sell the Aetherlands for maybe a Lincoln's or something, I don't know. It's tough to say though, but just he's gotten off. Oh wow! I just realized the Juggernaut picked up a Scotty too. Just slightly behind the Void in net worth, but for having such a rough game, 8 deaths to his name, he still managed to have a huge impact. And meanwhile, it looks like Dire are gonna smoke into the pit, and Nipple. Does Roshan have nipples? This is the question. Roshan, do you have nipples? Roshan does not. He does not. Oh, maybe he does. Oh god, there's a fight happening. Oh god, I need to get out of this. Sand King's dead, that's all I saw. Can you explain what happened? I was looking at Roshan's chest.
Okay, yeah. So basically, that's a comment taken. That's a comment you don't hear every day. So all 5 of them were in there, and Pino just literally walked in. And the moment he walked in, he got stunned, Reaper sights, and just instantly killed. Like, I honestly don't know why he walked in there, because they did have the Sunstrike, and they used it like a few seconds later. But Pino walked in, and they just comboed him, and I guess they didn't realize that he has Aghanim's on the Necrophos because he doesn't have buyback anymore.
Yeah, that's a pretty big pickup. And honestly, I'm really surprised to not see the Dazzle and Invoker up top pressuring more, because they're almost certainly going to lose a Rax here. I think it would be worth it for them to try to push it in trade, especially with that Necrophos ult on cooldown. They have managed to force Flanny back, but he has travel, so he'll be back in 20 seconds. Oh god, I was talking through Mumble, sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's just, this is a horrible situation for them though. I think they could have maybe even traded if they would have kept pressuring top. Chazzy gonna come in, oh, he's gonna drop the Ravage, but it's gonna be pretty much a whiff. Does he have the second one? He does have the Refresher. I don't know if they saw that. Reg gonna come in, try to land the Chrono, but isn't quite up yet. EMP gonna zone them a bit more. Creeps are actually a bit of a ways off. But Axe has TP'd into the lane now. 30 seconds until PinoSmash is up, and this might just be a lane of Rax, and if they take one, they can quite easily rotate around the middle. Not sure if they saw the Refresher on the Tidehunter, though. Oh, he'll jump in, he'll pop it, Hankinator and Tickle the targets. Chronosphere gonna hit on the Chazzy and the Mousecop. Reg focusing down Chazzy, but will get the Grave. Chazzy gonna stay alive for a little bit longer, but here comes Flanny. Did not thought. Great Tornado and EMP combo. Gonna hit onto all the dire heroes. Brent now in a bit of trouble as a couple heroes have gone down. Oh, and now Brent's going to be in the grave. Omni Slash is coming through, but it's looking like it's not great. The Omni Slash can't 1v5. They don't have a buyback on Invoker. Flanny going to get the call. Mousecop trying to man-fight against Flanny, but just doesn't have the damage right now. And it looks like this is going to be a lane of Rax. Possibly two. They don't... Oh, Sand King actually comes in with the ult, doing a lot of damage, but not quite able to finish anybody off. He went in alone. That might be enough to scare them. Flanny's actually going to get his call canceled. Mousecop comes in with the spin, trying to do more damage. Buyback comes out on the Sand King. Reg's going to jump away. PinoSmash needs to be able to pick one off. Probably Hankinator. Mousecop has gone in. He's going to get called. It looks like he's going to go down here. Doesn't have a buyback, and that's going to be the game. Finally,
Yeah,
almost an hour in, and that one pick off onto the Sand King was actually like the one thing that pushed him over the edge. Every like the attempt I made before that, it was the Sand King ult that came through and saved the day, and without the Sand King having buyback, it just ended up costing him pretty heavily.
Yeah, honestly, if he hadn't have walked in there, it would have been a completely different fight. Like, who knows if they would have even pushed in to begin with, but the fact that the Sand King died and they didn't have him for that really crucial fight, I mean, you just saw how much damage he did to them alone, right? And
I accidentally closed the game. I hit continue and it closed it.
But I don't know, at the same time, I feel like when you saw the Invoker, he popped the Forge Spirits, he threw them at the range Rax and ran away. I think that was his opportunity where he needed to apply pressure on that Rax. Because at the very least, he could have gotten one Rax, and they could have maybe traded one Rax for one Rax. But at the same time, he was necessary for them delaying the fight. So I don't know what the play would have been there. Honestly, it's a tough call to make. I think Radiant might have actually just needed to give up 2 lanes of Rax, tried to get the top one on their own, and then fought when the Sand King came back. Because when Chazzy tried to get those initiations with the Tidehunter, they just weren't grouped up enough. The strength of that Tidehunter is really when they've gone in, you counter-initiate and you catch them all with the Ravage. But unfortunately, those last high ground Ravages were just like, he caught 1 or 2 on the edge, but it just wasn't enough at that point.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that it happened that way. But yeah, it was still pretty good from both sides. I mean, honestly, if the Dire had pushed their advantage a little bit earlier, I feel like we would have seen that game end 30 minutes ago. Because they definitely had a point where they were just completely stopping. We just saw Jesse just go in and insta-kill people. Like, no question, no trouble whatsoever.
Yeah.
Insta-combo, right? And then he started falling off a little bit, right? Due to a little bit of him being a little antsy, because we saw him, like, blink into someone who was already spinning, blink in, and then get stuck in a Chronos.
Yeah, some of the ults were definitely a little questionable, but regardless, I think solid play all around, good game, not too one-sided.
Yeah, and I think they want to link with us, so...
Oh, okay.
Hey, Lamau.
I just kept seeing you early. Obviously, I was kind of not watching late, but early game I kept seeing you using it right away.
Yeah, I might have. Like that last fight bottom. Like I definitely waited until the Sand King used this stuff and the Invoker was using a bunch of poop.
I got 1 kill, and that was First Blood, and that's the only kill I got in that game.
I only had 5. I just kept farming. I was like, it's been 2 weeks. I'm like rusty as fuck. I'm just gonna hit creeps. Hope things work out.
You did fine.
Oh, okay. You have to hear why I said your strategy was going to lose from the beginning. So, basically, Joey had this really stupid idea.
It's not stupid, it's brilliant.
It was confirmed, and it
Okay,
was brilliant.
okay. I was hoping they'd lose, so Joey would be wrong. So why don't you go tell them?
Okay, so, you know a couple TIs ago, the strat was whoever had the fewest legs would win?
Yeah.
This year, this 6.88E is the most nipples showing wins.
No, I was going to say it wasn't going to work because Jesse picked someone with not an exposed chest.
Yeah.
But then you final picked Sand King, and insects don't have nipples. So
Not
that
with that
you were
attitude.
screwed. So every fight where like someone got picked off, it was because you had a pair of nipples that was just off separate. But then when you had a full team fight 5v5, the nipples never lost.
Oh my god.
This is the basically the cast was like 80% to 90% of me just rambling, 10% of Joey talking about nipples, and 5% of Peter being disgusted.
Sounds like one for the ages. How much did you talk about Tim's birthday?
None.
forgot to talk
Happy
about
birthday, Tim!
I was gonna talk about his birthday more, but then I realized he's not in the game, so I'm like, why? I was gonna be like, I was gonna reference how much he likes rice and like
Wow.
stuff like that.
Wow.
How racist.
The start of that